My first experiment, with the title, what was that? Prism, the Prism. So I made some metaverse system. I couldn't finalize it. So, but in the end, you can get some result as like a video game. So in virtual reality, you can see there's a Prometheus string, and this part is for Immortal and machining part. Also, there are different background or different virtual space of each works, and they are connected each other, and also with a new piece, the real piece. So between virtual piece and real piece, there is connected, and the audience can enjoy in two different mode. And also you can see some audience enjoying the virtual world, maybe I can say. And also you can connect to the virtual world as an audience visitors from real world visitor and virtual world visitor. They can even meet each other.
Okay.
Those kind of system I made for the for this problematic, which was a really important. Yeah.
Can I ask something?
I continue in this way. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Very quickly. So the audience, do they have it, do they interact, do they change or influence your work? Is it experience, or do they become maybe like the plant? Is that maybe another direction?
So for that, I'm working. What I'm working on is the interaction or the condition of these digital creators right now. It's like some stimulation and reaction. It's a very instinct. It's a very basic reaction, and even with the audience, the reaction is just very simple. But if
can I ask why is the
can I just finish this?
Simple. Can you explain that?
Okay, later. But now what I'm trying to develop, the coding is or the system is to have its own memory data. The memory data of digital artwork. And then after that, maybe later, but it's on progress. It's on progress. So maybe later, artwork can recognize someone who was before. Yeah.
Could you say a bit more about memory, or could you say a bit more? What kind of memory of what would it retain in memory? I'm very interested in this.
So it will be with the several sources.
Yeah.
And what we are having with this AI technology, it's amazing. The development is every year there's some new technology or even new concept or new philosophy is coming out. So I can use computer vision with the camera, and the AI analyze the images, all the images, which means what digital work is watching, and also different sensors. The LiDAR sensor or depth sensors, and also the sound.
Right.
and the words.
Words.
The words.
Okay. Yeah.
They cannot understand the words. Like, have you ever tried GPT-4?
No, not yet. No.
So ChatGPT, with ChatGPT, you can just ask something by your voice.
Right.
Now it's quite easy to make those kind of patches.
Right.
So it's like my project are becoming almost like human, not as as good as the human, but real human. But it watches, it hear what
Mhm.
we say and the sound, and it can analyze all of it
Mhm.
and to react,
Right.
to have some reaction.
Right.
So, but it's in the future. It's on progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Until Immortal,
can I
it's
ask a
more like
question now, please?
yeah, please.
So I'm thinking about this concept of space sense and time sense, because there is a distinction when the viewer is there. So there is a sense in which the viewer connects to the piece in a space sense. That those are the only two
Mhm.
reactions that I felt. And
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
other one
Yeah.
is the time sense. But of course, when you explain the story behind it, that is impossible for the viewer to understand. So we are dealing with two aspects here, which is
With the time
space sense, and
and
time sense.
time with the time.
Time
But I was
sense.
talking about the actual project. So
Right.
it is not in
Yeah.
it's not in
But that is not
Immortal until.
important. That is a detail. We're talking about in general, all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
works.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's this is so there's this amazing AI technique, and even nowadays they combine
Mhm.
the different AI techniques
Mm.
to get the better result. So with the time, with the
But stop for a
include.
second. You're talking about AI information. So how does the people react to that? They don't understand. It took you 8 years to know this. How can they understand? That is
They have to
important.
wait my new work. This time thing is a little bit complicated,
Oh my
and
God.
I'm on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
know.
there is no. I mean, it's not what even the AI program system that I explained a little bit is very new.
Okay, but let's
It's just
imagine,
several years got out. So
excuse me, let's imagine that a person blind comes to see your piece. Blind. They cannot read what you have there. So how would they react to that? It is important that
I need to.
everybody will connect to the piece. So how would they react?
Yeah. I mean, I once I was participating in a project for the how to say the how to say the difficult the people who have difficult to hear difficulty to hear. Yeah, but because I do care about the expression or word because it's quite sensitive. But in that case, sometimes I do prepare something, but I need to be prepared. I mean, I need to prepare the technique.
Yeah.
If I prepare something for the people with a handicap, yeah, I plan it. Yeah, and with the sound
Yes,
or
but
with the touching, I let them touch something, or I can guide them with the sound. Yeah, but I
Oh,
need
no,
to
no, no,
prepare.
no, excuse
Yeah.
me. This is not what I was intending when I asked the question. I was intending is how will they connect to the work as it is? And you don't have to change or prepare them because they won't enjoy that. So how would they connect to the work as it is? And I
Denise,
I don't
think
know.
do you mean
I
literally
don't know.
blind or blind to the technology? Do you mean literally blind?
whatever,
Because I
if
don't
if
think
they are
having
there, if they are there, how would they feel the work? That's what I'm trying to get to. Is it just by knowledge that we can connect to the work or not?
No, with the sound, with the sound, by touching, with the
Mhm.
smell. Yeah,
Okay,
I can prepare
so
that, and with the some this system, some I don't know, to feel them some vibration thing.
okay.
Yeah, there are so many
So
ways
I think
to
that if
prepare.
we
Yeah.
go back to the very general, we may be
Hmm.
able to understand more.
Hmm.
Okay. So, like, for example, if I would be there, I can see, I can touch, I can feel, I might even know a few things. And when I am there, I want to feel emotionally moved. Emotionally moved. I want to feel as you felt when you were a child or a young boy trying to get to these answers. How would I do that? I don't want to read all that to understand. No, I want to feel it.
So then let's. I don't know if you will feel something, but
I am not going
yeah,
to read. I'm going to feel.
yeah, but that's
I think it's magnificent as it is.
Mm.
Look at this. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a sense of time, space. I float into
so,
this.
I
So
guess
I
so
think
this
that
kind
this
of
tells me more about you. Tells me more about you.
there's something it makes me think of, Jung, which is Antony's, which is with some projects I've seen that are kind of related to your work. Sometimes the artist makes a choice to be very transparent with the technology and to show, for instance, code on screens, to kind of display and name the technology as part of the media of the work. And
Mhm.
other pieces work without revealing the mechanism or the technology.
Mhm.
And I'm interested in how you work with that choice. Is it something where it can work as a commentary on the way society sees people through the data on their phones? There's a level of it resonates on that level as well. Once we know the process you follow, but then if we don't follow the process, then it's more about the imagination of how you enter the space. I suppose my question is, do you feel that the audience needs to know how you do this, or is it better they?
No. I mean, I'm artist. I'm fine artist, and you
Yeah,
know, I used to work as a fine artist, so I know this. How to say that this system or this process with audience between artwork and audience,
exactly. Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
And the audience doesn't have this history of this artwork, of course.
Yeah.
So I know this, and but so the Prometheus string series was so important to me because
Mhm.
until Prometheus string project, I was it was overwhelming. I mean I was overwhelmed by the techniques.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It was so difficult time,
sure.
Sure.
and after that, so around it was like 2020 around 20, I was feeling that I was becoming again artist.
Mhm.
So now I feel so I totally understand what you are saying or feeling. with this kind of this digital artwork. So I think I'm also trying to make audience feel something, you know, directly with what they see or what they hear, of course. But you know, when I explain my work, I always start with this flow of what I have done. But also, so that's why I prepared this some these things to show you this. For example, it's totally it's a little bit different thing.
I love that. I love it.
I made this with my students in the university, and it's interaction by the
Yes.
audience.
Wow. It's so simple and yet so fulfilling.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's this another problematic is I didn't invent this thing.
Yeah, but listen,
I modified a little bit something. Okay, what
that
someone
just
did.
happened by chance. That just happened.
And there are too much of similarity.
But can I just stop a second here, please? Can I ask a question? Because I think that this is the issue, that invention, that idea of invention, it becomes a little bit too, because you are also learning about as you are making this, right? You are also researching as you are creating. So there is a form of don't come in, you know, don't come into my plate because I'm working on it. And I can understand completely that, okay? That sense of eagerness to be in control of that. But what I am saying here is when you let go, which your work will do on its own, okay? Because eventually you are going to just let it go. And that's when the work will have power in everybody's reality.
Sure. I understand.
So right now you are in the stage of going through this, and we can understand. But it's that we are anxious with you because we are kind of empathizing in your process. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why we feel that we want to know more, just like you do. Not because we want to take it from you, but because we want to understand and be there with you. Okay? You understand?
Okay, but that's not what I was. That's what I was talking about. But anyway, I had.
I think you were talking about that also. Yes.
You want to show us
Because I would
work?
not have reacted otherwise. Okay.
But so I mean that was a big problematic this similarity. Too many of the similarity because they are using same technique. So some creator or artists, well, I don't know, but their subject is some technique like AI. But in my work, AI is not a subject. It's just one of the techniques.
A tool.
In my palette.
Technologies.
In my palette, I have AI technology at the corner even. So I mean, I'm trying to be on fine artist. I think I'm trying, but always I mean, at each new project, I need to pass through the new development of the coding things and collaboration with engineers. So. But I'm still trying, and there's maybe I can share some.
Yeah, can I continue with this piece there? I wanted to ask you about the importance of the prism, because color is very important. Okay. Yeah, color is very important for you. So could you tell me about how the prism work? what is the importance of the white, for example, as a light? You know, how does that, the reflection on the audience, that's very, I think it's
Light, white.
yeah, the
I don't
prisma.
understand.
You know prisma, right? Go back
Prism.
to main
Prism is
ideas of
the title.
prisma. Yeah,
The title. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I've got this title after this term of refraction of data
Mm.
that I made a thesis even with this. Do I explain this? Yeah, this with this the digital orchestra reflection of data.
Right.
Well, so I try to make I don't know by myself or for myself maybe to get out of this similarity by producing digital artwork. So I was really concentrating on this idea to get to make something different or so I even made this concept reflection of data which means if there's some different device between the device or the system, the data get contaminated or there's some loss or some manipulation. So data transferring data is sometimes it's not perfect, of course, but for the computer thing, for the digital system, they don't accept this. If not, computer will not working, will be working. But as an artist, this accuracy of transferring the same data and produce the same artwork. This is a similarity problem. So I try to make some new concept or system with this reflection of data, and with when I started this metaverse system, I've got this idea of a prism. When the light particles go through the prism, there are it's spreaded, and it makes something totally different. Yeah, that's just the idea of for the title comes from that process. And
so the spectrum is very important for you in a way, right? To reach to that idea of spectrum of various lights. So that is
but
almost
not,
no, I know, but I want to just say in terms of understanding language, that is almost the opposite of the process of computing, right? Because it is really taking over and mixing different colors in the same light. So, and shifting meanings of colors as well. So I think that you see that there is not one single like format or strategy that would be just completely untouched by some other form of mixing, right? So we are always contextualizing. There is no way to just keep one thing. And that is true also of AI language. That's why we have a lot of difficulties now with AI in the business side of AI. So I think that
in my process,
yes, go ahead.
can I? In my process, I have this difficulty as well because technology doesn't like this spectrum or this. They need to be very accurate.
Yeah.
So I mean in between. I don't like a similarity or as a production, but on the other hand, I need to make a code, finalize the code. My sensor should work or give me something, significant. So I'm in
Good.
between and I'm struggling.
Because
Good, good.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna continue to
Hold
struggle.
on a second. Let Tony ask.
Yeah.
you mentioned in this thing of unexpected results, right?
Yeah.
So are they unexpected? I guess that's the intention, isn't it? To see how something unexpected comes out of the process. How does that work technically? Is it because there's a degree of randomness, or because it's a mismatch, like putting data into a place where, as you say, the AI isn't quite happy? How does that happen? That sounds interesting. The unexpected.
During the coding,
Yeah.
I mean that many things can happen.
Mhm.
Many things can happen. So for the for the other digital creator, or for the other engineers, they have something in their mind as a result. But when I code, in the middle of the process, I go somewhere else, like this. That
Mhm.
happens.
Right.
That happens a lot, and not just with me, but with many other creators.
Yeah.
And they say, and many artists enjoy that. The artists, yeah. Well, we start with the same process, but we end with so many variety,
Right.
various result and unexpected. We
Mm.
like that, but in some part, it's difficult to have that. When you need to plan the result as it is, or especially when you make something with motors. When you control motors, you need to be prepared every details. If not, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
asked
So
that because I think there's also, I mean, I'm kind of working in a kind of similar field to your work, and one of the references that I've seen in this field is to do with the idea of cybernetics and the idea of kind of unpredictable interactions in an installation. And I'm wondering whether that's something that also happens at the level of the installation with your work, or is it at the level of the code? Does the unexpected happen because maybe someone reacts unexpectedly, or does that feed back into it? Or do you see what I'm wondering?
sometimes that happen during the installation.
Yeah.
So I think it's both, and I'm trying to make more unexpected
Yeah.
images, or at least images,
Right.
at least images, and also the sounds. Oh my God, sound work is amazing. I mean, I can't work as many as I want. So I'm more for the to becoming for the visuals, and for my role as a artist, like a director, movie director. I have my roles, and the sound is not taking big part. But when I make sound, oh my God, it's everything is unexpected. Everything is so experimental. Yeah, I like that. I love that. Yeah, and I make some make it interactive with audience sometimes. Maybe we can so maybe we can watch a little bit more about of these experiences,
Okay.
maybe.
Very nice.
This one was installed in Asian Cultural Center in Gwangju. It's a huge institution, international institution. I was participating in residency program, and that was the result of the residency program. And what you see is a corpse field.
Right.
The title is the corpse field images. And I chose this image because of this history of this city, Gwangju. Gwangju has its own very tragic history with the uprising and the people were uprised, and the military government sent the special the special soldiers, and they killed the civilians.
Okay, can you go back, please?
Okay.
That pink
Oh my God.
wave of color. What is the pink alerting to?
No, I mean that piece was, for me, the first interactive animation piece. So I just, it was just a basic thing, So people were walking on the corpse field animation. They were like, feeling like they are in corpse field.
Okay.
And there's some interaction, basic interaction.
So, but the color
following
pink
them.
does not have any like connection with something that actually happened, or some form of, like
I
poison
didn't
gas or something like that. I don't know.
I didn't want the red one. That was
Okay.
too much for
But
me.
so it
So
was
maybe
just
that's
a
why
color.
I chose the
Okay.
pink, maybe. And
Okay.
I had to think about the lighting condition, because it was very dark. So yeah, I think it was with this.
I mean, I
So that's why,
find this
yeah.
to be quite interesting, because it's also about fractals, right? So there is that element of images that we're seeing, real physical bodies, there, but there are also the connection with fractals, with, with a more
maybe with
cellular
this
kind
one.
of level.
Yeah, maybe with this one.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
matches
but
better
I'm saying
with what you say.
both of them have, if they would be magnified, it wouldn't be anymore, it would have become abstract,
Yeah,
so.
because I used the same images, but I changed a little bit.
Yeah, but that's very good. I like
Oh,
that.
sorry. These are the same images, but processed differently, right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. The original image is the same.
Okay.
I mean, the animation image is the same, but I changed a little bit with the particle technique.
Okay, great. So I wanted to go back to, I don't know if you have read this book here, A Beautiful Question. This is a very interesting book that got not Pulitzer, the Swedish prize there.
Please get me the title, or.
Yes, I'm going to show you. I'm just looking at the details. It's
Mm-hmm.
called A Beautiful Question.
What question? Okay.
Yes, A Beautiful Question. And this is by Frank Wiczek. And he got the Oscar, not Oscar. What's the name of this?
Nobel Prize? Is it the
Nobel Prize?
Right.
Thank you. The Nobel Prize for his ideas here. And I think this would be a lot interesting to you, because it does talk about perception, through electromagnetic fields. So I think that would be something you would look into it in more detail. it talks about, so let me just read a quote here for you. And this, he is also quoting Maxwell that Tony had included in some of his questions. So Maxwell's equations, right? He's talking about. So Maxwell described his fundamental account of light, and going back to light, this way. What then is light according to the electromagnetic theory? It consists of alternate and opposite, rapidly recurring transverse magnetic disturbances, accompanied with electric displacements, the direction of the electric displacement being at the right angles to the magnetic disturbance, and both at right angles to the direction of the ray. So we're talking about these elements that are interactive with that field, that magnetic field, that is impossible in a way to control. And that's what we said in the beginning. It's impossible to sustain that energy level without being dispersed into the magnetic field, okay? And maybe it says also a little bit about purified light revisited, because you're talking about that, the purification of certain elements, right? So it says here, we have pure electromagnetic wave solutions of the Maxwell equations for any wavelength traveling in any direction. Pure electromagnetic waves with wavelengths in a specific narrow range from about 370 to 740 nanometers quantitatively are the raw material for human vision. They correspond to the pure light revealed in Newton's prismatic spectrum. So it goes back to the prisma that you were talking about again. In musical terms, going back to sound, the human visual range spans 1 octave, 1 doubling of wavelength, which is much, much smaller, if you will, than the other forms of interaction. Each spectral color corresponds to a definite wavelength, as shown in the plate that he's showing here. So he's showing, in fact, several more detailed examples of that. But maybe you could actually get this book, because it does give a more interactive connection with how we perceive it. And he is addressing the link to nature. So he's thinking about also how, you know, in nature, these aspects are part of their experience. For example, we know that plants hear in a much lesser level sound, you know? So this is something for you to also maybe look into it and understand why some plants thrive in certain places, because, you know, the kind of music, it has been proven that certain music plants react to positively, sometimes even healing back to life. So, and I think that this is interesting because you're dealing with that. You are dealing with performance. So if you're dealing with video interaction and performative elements, people are being healed by your work in a way. So, you know, just to be aware of that, I think is important.
And sometimes I use some, not just Maxwell equation, but some I've tried several equation as well for my coding. When I make something with code, so it's very very I mean, several times already. Yeah, I've tried, and that's amazing. And that's
Wow, well, I
amazing.
wish
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
to know that, to
Yeah, I
see that.
totally
That would be
agree
great.
with you. That is
Yeah.
amazing, and how we can express, or we can be very poetic with this, and the nature system has its own equation, and
Exactly.
that's amazing. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But then let's go back to one thing though. There is an aesthetic aspect to this whole
Hmm.
process. And maybe that is why we see bodies in this fractal image here, right? So the aesthetic is a form of
You're talking
reduction.
about this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm still talking about this work, but it's all relevant, I imagine, to almost every other work, because it does have a kind of understanding of things through forms that we already know aesthetically. And so we create a mental reduction to those forms, you know? So, and when we are talking about even understanding art, right? Because everything about it turns out to somehow have an aesthetic determination on our
Yeah,
minds.
sure.
So how do you struggle with that? And how do you bring your knowledge of technology, which is becoming more and more effective, into your work? So how do you find some kind of balance? Because you know that the aesthetic is also important.
Well, at each project is it's a big question. It's a big question because the shapes or the figure or the color, that's a big, I would say the that's what you see when you see the piece for the first time. So I always I'm always have this I have this headache to choose. For example, for the Martian ring. Oh my God, I took more than 7 weeks, I think, 7 weeks to decide the shape, the form, because to be frank, at the beginning, I was imagining the real wing, real wing, but
Aesthetic.
there was some. No, I mean, I was just talking to myself. No, it's not that. It's not that. Oh my
I
God,
love it.
you're so bad on imagination and all. So, and finally, it was at a cafe, and with a beer. With a beer, I was making a sketch, a continuing sketch, and doing some research and as well. And I found this the Egyptian wall painting,
Wow.
and I've got this inspiration
Yeah.
to finalize
It
this
came to you. It
shape.
came to you.
Yeah, it took time. Yeah, so each time, yeah, and also the code, the code. Now the AI generate shapes even, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna use just for the partial, uh, for just a part, some part, but not the whole thing, because I found that ugly still.
You
But
mean this part that you added?
no. I mean the AI
The original.
generated
The original idea.
image
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
So
I think
and
this
the
part
code.
is gorgeous. I love this piece.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So with the code, the making shape, unique shape, something that artists can be satisfied, that's very difficult. So sometimes I
That is
use
true.
I used some sketch or
Yeah.
the image that I made by hand.
Mm.
So the Kopsfield images, I drew it
Right.
by myself and took the picture and making animation. Or so, you know, I always try to find something to solve this problematics.
Well, listen, I think you did an excellent job with this piece. I really like this piece a lot. It's profound, you know, it's profound. And what about the bottom part of the piece, this projecting mapping for interactive media
Okay.
wall with the fire burning through it? Tell me more about this.
Okay, I prepared here. It's the title is Burning Passport, so you
Mhm.
can guess the storytelling easily.
Uh-huh. I imagine, yeah.
Simple idea that this we I didn't. I mean, I was thinking that we had too many stupid history with this nationality, this boundary thing.
Control.
Even now, all right, with the war.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
so and that I've got this idea to burn them all
Yeah.
and by the audience.
That's a nice healing process
Yeah,
for the
and the
audience,
people like the
yeah,
flames.
of course.
People like watching something's
It made them
burning.
feel good. Yeah.